Well, I got my first truck when I was 3. Drove 100,000 miles on my knees. I hauled marbles and rocks. Thought twice before Bobby down bed for the girl next door. When she paid me with a kiss, I can't understand. There's something women like about a pickup man. When I turned 16, I saved a few $100. My first car was a pickup truck. Started cruising the town. The first girl I seen, Bobby Joe Gentry, homecoming queen. She flagged me down and climbed up in the cab and said, I never knew you were a pickup man. Well, you can set my truck on fire, roll it down a hill with the steel wound trading for cookie food. They got an 8-foot bed that never needs to be made. You know, 1-foot trucks with half tailgates. Well, I met on my wife. Traffic jams, you know, there's something women like about a pickup man. Well, most Friday nights I can be found in the back of my truck, old chase line. Back to my spot, drive-in show, you know, the cargo light gives off a romantic glow. Well, you never have to wait in line at the popcorn stand where there's something women like about a pickup man. Well, a bucket of rust, a brand new machine. Once you get in the back, you know what I mean. Well, you can set my truck on fire, rolling down a hill, steel wood trading for Diffie. They got an 8-foot bed that never needs to be made. Homeboy trucks who wouldn't have tailgates. Well, I met on my wife. Traffic jams with there's something women like about a pickup man. Drive that pickup. Hey, how you doing out there, Guitar Heroes? Hey, how about Joe Diffie? 1994, Pickup Man. Hey, pretty cool country song and nice and easy with basically just 3 chords. We got a G in it, and we got a C, and we got a D. And that's about it, other than a whole bunch of lyrics and a fairly fast pace. I had a little bit of trouble with keeping up on the lyrics. Okay, well, I've got my guitar tuned down a half. I can just barely sing a couple of the high parts, but if you can sing it in the original key, that would be these chords, G, C, and D. Okay, well, there's a real fancy intro for the lead guitar, and then we just go into a G chord. And you know, you can use the 4-finger G, which I use a little bit here, only because it sounds a little bit better. Or you can use a 3-finger G. Either one works. Okay, so let's kind of go through the first verse, kind of get the strumming pattern down on the pace. And then, you know, not much of an intro, I'm just strumming a few times on the G. And just for emphasis, I'm lifting these 2 fingers up and down a little bit, just to get a little bit of rhythm in there. Well, I got my first truck when I was 3. Drove 100,000 miles on my knees. Hauled Martin. Now we're going to go to a C, and in this case, because I'm using this form, I'm just going to move these 2 fingers over one, keep the thumb on the big E, and then use that for my C. Holding marbles and rocks, and thought twice before I hauled back to that G. A Bobby down bed for the girl next door. She paid me with a kiss. I began to understand, and then I go back to the G and just hit it one time. But some women like about a pickup man. So pretty much a standard up and down, but you can hear there's a little bit of pattern I'm playing. So let's go into the verse. After the second verse is exactly the same chords. Do the I never knew you were a pickup man, and then just a couple of strums on the G. You can, and then we're to the C, moving those two fingers over again. Set my truck on fire, roll it down a hill, back to G. I wouldn't trade it in for a coupe de ville. It's got a, back to the C, 8-foot bed that never needs to be made. Now we go to D, and this is kind of the hard part on voice. You know, if it wasn't for trucks, we wouldn't have tailgates. And then we go back to a C, and you know, in this case, I'm going back to this C, just because it's more comfortable. I met all my wives in traffic jams. Now this is this isn't the best lyric of the whole song. I met all my wives in traffic jams. And then we're back to this. You know, there's some women like about a pickup man. Then we just leave that a cappella. Then we got a third verse, exactly the same. After that, we go back into the chorus again, and then we have a bridge, which is kind of like the chorus. It's just that it's only, it's like the last two lines, and it goes like this. It was C. A bucket of rust, old brand new machine. D. Once around the block, you know what I mean. The D. And then we go back into the chorus again. You can set my truck on fire, roll it down a hill, G. I wouldn't trade it for a coupe de ville. Back to C. Got an 8-foot bed that never needs to be made. I love that line too. An 8-foot bed that never needs to be made. D. You know, if it weren't for pickups, we wouldn't have tailgates. And then C. I met all my wives in traffic jams. You know, there's some women like about a pickup man. And then he just has one more thing at the end. Oh, drive that pickup. And then, of course, we're going to end on a G. Okay, well, there's a great country song, and you know, in the key of G with the 3 chords. It's a little tricky. It's not super simple because there's some lots of lyrics and some quick chord changes. So take a whack at that. You know, hope you got something out of this lesson. And thanks for watching. See you next time.